Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here. Hopefully, can you tell me how you can hear it or whether you can hear the sound? Hopefully you can. And we're in business. Can you hear? Awesome. Thank you, TBA. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Had the in-laws over for a birthday celebration. Last week was actually my birthday, but I've been on the road so much we weren't able to get together. So I was having a little breakfast with the fam for a birthday, which I already showed you. One of my birthday presents was this amp, and my wife very cleverly hid what it was from me in my office. Anyway, so that's pretty funny. Thank you, Garrett. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Let me say hi to everybody here and give you a shout out. So Matt, as always, good to see you on. Garrett, Nemo Unknown, good morning to you as well. Frank, Osman 5151, good to see you. TBA, of course, good to see you. And excellent. Ken here. El Fermi, hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you on the live stream in a while. Good to see you on. And Cap, Ayo, as always. Anyway, thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you the other thing that I got. I got in this little box. I got these little prairie chickens. 2 prairie chickens. Everybody needs one of those, I guess. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I can give them to somebody or put them up on a shelf and whatever. But that was nice. Got great, nice cards from my kids, and got a half day of fishing in yesterday. So it's all good. New shirt on the hook. Yeah, so I wanted to give, before we get going with this, I wanted to give a couple of shout outs, and I'll get to the shirt in just a second. So first of all, I did get a couple of donations this week. Always want to say to people, thank you so much. I always appreciate every little bit. It helps defray the cost of this, that, and the other. It just makes doing this a lot easier in my brain. So it's always helpful. I also want to thank, I don't think he's on yet, but I want to thank GMAX72 for 2 things. He did the quiz this week. Super, super helpful. Super helpful. It takes, time to put together those quizzes. So he did them. So, hey, by the way, if he's answering all the questions, now you'll know why he's doing it. Also wanted to say thank you to Rex W. I don't think I've seen you, Rex, on the live shows, but if you see this, thank you so much. Rex offered and did a couple of tabs for me. My tabs are all handwritten. Some people like that. Some people don't. I don't have the time or inclination to do them into the computer, but he does and did, and they are beautiful. And so I think he did one last week for Bachman Turner Overdrives, taking care of business. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Haven't posted it yet, Rex, but I promise I will, and I really do appreciate that. So, and I appreciate all you guys for showing up, all you gang for showing up. So, new shirt on the hook. I just wanted to show you. So, new shirt on the hook. So this is the shirt that's on the hook. I just got it the other day, and you can get it too if you are so inclined. Anyway, my daughter did this design. My daughter did the artwork for this. This was back when I had a little bit less hair. It was a little bit spikier and kind of nice. Anyway, everybody is hawking T-shirts and stuff like that, and YouTube now inundates you with stuff from this and that and the other. And I said, you know what the heck? I'll do a T-shirt so people have it. So if that's something that you want, there's different colors and what have you. All right. Well, thank you, Garrett. Yeah, it's all like hand-drawn stuff, and that. Yeah, there's lots of merch out there. I was really bummed actually. I saw a live stream by a guy that I really, really admire as a teacher. I won't say his name because he did something I thought was kind of crazy. He's a great teacher. He does blues mostly, and really calm demeanor. Anyway, usually I get pretty classy advertising from him, which is good. But I went to his live stream. He spent like 15 minutes talking about his merchandise. You can buy a coffee cup. You can buy this design. You can buy a bottle opener. Like, come on, dude. That's too much. Anyway, you can buy the shirt if you want. So that's my pitch. El Rondo, good to see you on. David, good to see you on. David Smith. All right. Sunday live stream gang. Yeah, we should do one of those. All right. Yeah. You know, I think I told some of you guys that I actually saw somebody in when I went down to New Orleans. They posted on one of my they gave me a ping on my Facebook or one of those that, hey, did I just see you on a cable car or on a streetcar in New Orleans? So I do see people occasionally. That's cool. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I think it's an illusion that people think they're going to make, you know, their money by selling T-shirts on this. Maybe if you're a huge YouTuber, but marginally, it's just going to give you a few extra bucks, which I guess is okay if you give lessons and it accounts for 2 or 3 lessons a week. That's good. Maybe that's what the donations and stuff like that are. I think, you know, some people also have memberships. I'm not allowed to have memberships on YouTube yet because I'm not big enough and I'm not a gamer. So that's the way. All right. Got it, Garrett. We'll do a Hey Gang. We'll do a Hey Gang one. All right. A guitar opener. Yeah. That would be good. That would be good. Okay, so today we're going to do a Boogaloo. We're going to do just a little bit of a Boogaloo and talk about that. And then we will, what will we do? We'll do just a little chord thing over it, and then we'll show you the chordal play that can go along with it, and then we'll solo, okay, and talk a little bit about that. Then we'll have a quiz from GMAC, all right, courtesy of GMAC, who always wins these things anyway. So he and Fenderman. Oh, hi, Fenderman. Good to see you on. Lewis, great to see you on today as well. All right, so so the first thing is sort of so we'll talk about Boogaloo. So what I'm not talking about is the dancing. I don't know if you're from my generation, remember what was it? Something Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, it's about dancing. And, you know, songs and music are really, there is a lot of dancing that's involved with it for sure. But what is a Boogaloo? Well, Boogaloo, I think of something like the song Tramp by Otis Redding, or Good Time Charlie by Bobby Blue, or You Belong to Me by Magic Sam. I have some of these written down, but the one I really remember is this one, is Shotgun, right? So, oops. You know, something like that. And and it's over a very syncopated beat, and those are all 7th chords. They're not weird chords, or you can certainly play 9th chords, but they're all dominant sort of chords with not a lot of weird stuff like so it's not quite funk, but it's sort of like a forerunner of funk. So the beat on that one with this anyway is, let's not take those fill notes. Let's just take the chord. So here I'm thumbing or fingering a C7, right? It's your normal C chord, but we're adding the 7th on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. You know, your standard C7, or one of your standards. It works okay with this one too, but right? So it's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? Then we're going to go up to the F, and we can play an F7 up here. We can just keep that same shape if we want, right? If we want to, and then come back down to here. What I like to do, however, is this one right here. That's something that a lot of people don't use because it's basically this one where we're playing the root on the sixth. But instead of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the root on the fourth. And so I'm playing this. It's keeping that same bass note, you see, that we played with the C. So I'm keeping the same bass note. We're playing fifth string 3, fourth string 3, second string, I'm sorry, fifth string 3, fourth string 3, third string 2, and second string 4. Yep, the E7 shape, that's right. But we're fingering a little bit differently, and we're not hitting that low sixth string. That works great, I think. Anyway, you can play around with that, with all of those, and you can play lots of little things. So let's talk about soloing over it. So soloing over something like this. Oh yeah, those fill notes, I'm just kind of walking up to it, right, in a minor pentatonic shape. So I'm playing that G and then the B flat. That gets that flatted seventh sound, and then back to the root. You can have fun with it. You know, anything you want with that. All right. So what's going to work soloing over this sort of thing? Well, there's a couple of things that are pretty easy, right? We could play a minor pentatonic over the whole thing. That's going to work over the whole thing. That's going to be pretty easy. And I think that sounds good, but we can also, seeing that it is the era of the soul music and all that kind of stuff, we can also play plenty of things like you know, we can play double stops, right? Like sixths or fourths. You know, that kind of stuff. And we'll show you how to kind of put that in, or that kind of stuff. And we can also play Mixolydian, which is really just the scale that fits all these seventh chords, right? So that, and over the F, we can play an F Mixolydian, and over the G, we can play a G Mixolydian. So I think those are easy choices to make, and it can maybe make it sound a little bit more like stuff from the era. So let me give a short demo of that if I can. Let me give a shot. Sliding sixth. Yeah, like Steve Cropper. You know, Cropper crops up all the time, doesn't he? You can also go chromatic for sure. Yeah, let me see if I maybe throw in some of all of that stuff and play a little bit. So let's see. So we'll listen to it through once. Can you hear that okay? Hopefully you can. Bum, 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 bum. There's the F7, right? There's the C again. All right, here we go. All right. All right. Yeah. So you heard a bunch of that stuff, and it's nice to throw in some of those things. You heard that classic riff. You know, that's very Steve Cropper type of thing, and all that. Hey, Lewis, thanks, man. Yeah, we'll do a full lesson on this for sure. This was just a real short one for sure. But the other thing that's, I think, pretty nice about it is you can mix a lot of those scales up. So you heard me doing a decent amount of sort of minor pentatonic. This lick right here, you know, that lick right there is pure pentatonic, whereas, you know, something like that's pure double stops over that F chord. And then there's other stuff that's kind of a mix. Anyway, hope you know, I like playing that stuff, and it's good to get kind of funky, and you can you know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, I dig that kind of play a lot, and yeah, just put on sort of a backing track and get in the groove and all that. So we'll maybe put a solo and break that one down, do a full lesson on it for sure, for sure. All right, short lesson today, but I really just like playing that stuff, so it's a lot of fun. And the beauty of it is, you know, if you listen to a lot of those, like you know, the Otis Redding stuff, a lot of it really is just those same chords, but it's just played in a different order or played with a different timing and all that. But definitely a good groove. All right. Well, careful about that a little bit. So, Geert, so it's not necessarily, let me put this up. So let's answer a couple of questions about that, maybe. Answer a couple of questions about that. So when you're playing over with the double stops, you can play majors, but over that F chord, remember, it's not really an F, it's an F7. And this one's pretty strong seventh. So that flatted seventh of F, right? That E flat is pretty strong in there. So if you play just over an F chord, like you play this, that E note is going to clash just a little bit. It's playable, but it's not. It's gonna sound a little bit wrong to your ears. So you're probably gonna want to play like F Mixolydian, which is C major over, or I'm sorry, which is a B flat major over that. So for example, this right here. Oops. What am I doing? What did I do? I can't remember what I did there. Now I've got it. Now I'm psyching myself out. That's what I played, right? So here I'm playing. So I'm playing that flat at seventh. So just watch it a little bit. So it should be stuff from the B flat scale. You can play, excuse me, you can play around with it a little bit. But again, I wouldn't worry about it too much if you're going to be playing that sort of stuff. If you play it either one, it's going to sound okay. But that's a great question. Shirts are canceled. By the way, shirts are canceled. Oh no, no shirts today. I don't know. What do you mean, El Rondo, by shirts are canceled? I don't know what that means. It was here and it left. Oh, on the hook. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Okay, yeah, we were talking about that. I'll put it back up on the hook, but I was displaying this today, so I'll put it back up on the hook. All right, got it. All right, let's go to the quiz. Let's get to the quiz if we can. And like I said, GMAC was kind enough to do this quiz for us today. I promise we'll do a full lesson on something like shotgun, and we'll give you a complete solo on that one. And it's really fun to get. It's nice to have something that's set up, like exactly, and then you can improvise it off of other things. Yep. That's right. You can play any note from the F triad plus that F that E flat, and it's going to sound great. Okay, so I'll let you guess the what happened to Hammer to Fall. Hey, Cap, I got to tell you something. I got just so that everybody knows this, and be honest with everybody. I get requests. I say I'm going to do them. It doesn't mean I'm going to do them the next week. So they're really lined up, and that all depends on what's easily doable, what's not doable, and what I want to do. And so Hammer to Fall is still coming. I think I said it was coming in maybe just a few months ago. So sometimes these things, they take a long time to come through. I apologize for that. With private lessons, I do those. I do those at request, and I do them as quickly as possible. But for YouTube, I do them when I can. So it's coming, I promise. All right. So let's see. So get a job is the theme here, or time to go to work. Hey, Dave. You made it. You might want to check it out. We did Boogaloo for you. See, I do requests, as Dave 3-Card Bonnie can attest. I do requests because this was one of his requests, was do a Boogaloo. So anyway, let's see. So this one is a quiz about getting a job. Okay, so here we go. According to Loverboy, everybody's working for what? According to Loverboy, everybody is working for what? The Weeknd. You got it. TBA, Nemo, Fenderman, Robbie, Love, Tony Flores. Hi, Tony. Kevin Costello. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Cap. Cap got it. 3-Card Monty got it. Geert got it. Matt got it. Everybody got that. Okay. All right. What did Johnny Paycheck suggest you do with a job that you're fed up with? What did Johnny Paycheck suggest you do when you're fed up with a job? Shove it. Shove it. That's right. TBA, Tony, Robbie, Kevin, Nemo, Fenderman 73, Dave, Monty. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. All right. The Beatles had a hard day's night and had been working like what? The Beatles had a hard day's night and had been working like what? Like a dog. That's right. Like a dog. All right. Too many people got that one. I see Lewis and Eric and Geert got the taking job and shove it a little bit late. Maybe a little bit of lag. Let's see. El Fermi got that one. Tony, Fenderman, Cap, Kevin, Geert, Nemo, El Rondo, Robbie, Eric, Lewis. All getting this. All right. Okay. This one's a bit of a, I don't have too much of a female audience here, I think, usually, but let's see what we got. Dolly Parton said, they just use your mind and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. In what song? They just use your mind and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5. That's right. 9 to 5. I wish my hours were 9 to 5. I don't know. People in America usually don't work 9 to 5. Yeah, we need some women to be on the show. That'd be nice. Okay. Let's see. A lot of people got that one. Let's see. Okay. Todd Rundgren said he didn't want to go to work. He would rather do this. Todd Rundgren said he didn't want to go to work. He would rather do this. Ooh, tough question. Bang on the drum all day. Fish. You got it, Tony. That's what I would rather do. I went fishing yesterday. Play the drums. Bang on the drums all day. I don't want to go to work. I just want to bang on the drum all day. That's right. That's right. You know, I went trout fishing yesterday. A wind came up. I got totally soaked, and boy, that was cold. I didn't catch any trout, but I caught a couple of pickerel. Go figure. And my hands are intact. So there you go. All right, let's see. Huey Lewis was, it snowed here today. Yeah, it's going to snow here tonight. So, snow fishing, it's okay. All right. So Huey Lewis said he was taking what they're given because he's what? Huey Lewis said he's taking what they're given because he's what? Working for a living. You got it. And Cap got the living thing. I love it. Working for a living. Yep, got it. So do I have to stock trout? I get to stock trout once in a while. I work with the DEC, the New York DEC, and it's a lot of fun stocking trout. But it's season's not open, so this was not stock trout. These were wild trout, which I didn't catch anyway. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Okay, the singer in this Styx song about unemployment said he's willing to endure long nights and impossible odds. To be what? A blue collar man. You got it, Nemo. Unknown, Tony. Long nights, impossible odds. Blue collar man. Good song. That was when Styx rocked. That was before they did all songs about robots. Okay. This song about unemployed workers in an iron and coal and chromium and steel was about which Pennsylvania town? This song about unemployed workers in iron and coal and chromium steel was about which town? Allentown. That's right. That's right. So Billy Joel, the song Allentown. There are other songs about that. Paula Cole did a song called Bethlehem, which is kind of interesting, which I think is about Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But Allentown is the song. Sad song. There's a lot of that happening now. Okay, let's move on to happier things. The Fountains of Wayne said, you know, I've come too far and I don't want to fail. I've got a new computer and a bright future in what? Fountains of Wayne said, you know, I've come too far and I don't want to fail. I've got a new computer and a bright future in what? Sales is right. Sales. It's called The Bright Future in Sales. It's the other song that they did. The only other song I know by Fountains of Wayne is Stacy's Mom, which had a good video. If you're a teenage boy, you're into that song for sure, or that video. All right. So the answer was sales, bright future in sales. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was Gotta Wear Shades. GMAC made this one, and that's what I thought. Was that the song Gotta Wear Shades? It's the future so bright. Anyway, sales is the answer. Okay. What did Sheena Easton's baby take to work? What did Sheena Easton's baby take to work? That's right. Cap got it. Morning train. A guy. Morning train. My baby takes the morning train. You got it. A bunch of people got it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. This is for all you Merle Haggard fans out there. Merle said he'd drink his beer in a tavern. I think drink a little beer in the tavern and sing a little bit of what? Her breast. Working man blues. That's right. Sing a little bit of these working man blues. That's right. I can't sing like Merle, but he was a good singer. All right. Drink a little beer in the tavern. I should do working man blues. That's a really good, like the rhythm on that is really hard to do. Not so much for that song, but that sort of style of rhythm. You got to get the thumb and the fingers going. That's really hard to do. Tony, you've played with the Hag, is that right? When was that? Roy Nichols, yeah. When was that, Tony? And where? We want to know details. About 20 years ago. Well, it couldn't have been last year. Then he died last year, right? In Tucson, no kidding. Awesome. That's great. That's great. Okay, let's see. Wait a second. David, do you have another camera in here or something? Best night of your life. Wow, that's awesome. I hope it was maybe a little more than just Hag. All right. Let's see. In Bachman Turner Overdrive's Taking Care of Business, what does a musician in the song say he loves to do to work all day? What does he love to work at all day? In Taking Care of Business, what does he like to work at all day? Nothing. That's right. I love to work at nothing all day. And we be taking care of business. Okay. Good. Let's see. Alabama paid tribute to blue-collar workers like farmers, miners, steel mill workers, and auto factory workers who worked a 40-hour work for a living just to do what? Got my son moaning in the back in the other room. Something upset him with the computer. Okay, let me read that again. So Alabama, the group Alabama, paid tribute to blue-collar workers like farmers, miners, steel workers, and auto factory workers who worked a 40-hour week for a living just to do what? It's more country music. Send it down the line is the answer. Just to send it down the line. Just to eat, just to get by, just to pay the bills. Now, it's not so much an emphasis on how poor everybody is or how hard it is. It's just sort of like, no, you're just dedicated to doing the things that we use every day, just to send it down the line. All right. Anyway, fun song. It's a decent song to listen to. Give it a listen. All right. Let's see. Clearly jealous of professional musicians who make money for nothing. These working class guys in this Dire Straits songs have to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen delivery, and move refrigerators, and what else? Yeah, your chicks for free. Chicks for free. Color TVs is the answer, right? We got to install these microwave ovens, custom kitchen delivery, move refrigerators, and color TVs. All right, anyway. Yeah, money for nothing. Not much money if you're a musician. All right, let's see. Glenn Campbell said this man drove down the road searching for the sun and for another overload. Searching in the sun for another overload. What song? Glenn Campbell said this guy drove down the main road searching in the sun for another overload. Wichita Lineman. That's right. Wichita Lineman. Tony and TBA got that. If you don't know that song, you should listen to that. It's one of the great songs of the 70s for sure. I'm trying to remember his writer on that one. They did Jimmy Webb. So Glenn Campbell and Jimmy Webb did like 3 or 4 songs that were just super hits. Galveston is another one, beautiful song. And Wichita Lineman, probably one of my favorites. I think By the Time I Get to Phoenix was also one of his, but I'm not possible. Yeah, beautiful songs, beautiful melody, and really good. Also, I have to say, I grew up listening to that stuff because my dad had those old kind of cheesy records. And Glenn Campbell, obviously a guy who knows how to play guitar. If you've ever heard him play, he really play, or he could really play. I mean, really, he's probably one of the best guitar players who ever lived. But and multi-instrument musician. But during that song, he basically just plays the melody, and it totally works. And so, you should remember that, I think, when you're soloing too. Play the melody. That's a huge thing. All right, anyway. Let's see, a couple more. Donna Summer said she worked hard for the money, so you better what? Treat her right. That's right. You better treat her right. She works hard for the money. She works hard for it, honey. So you better treat her right. So a couple of questions. I did not, TBA, I did not know that about Jimmy Webb, that he wrote Up, Up, and Away in My Beautiful Balloon. That is great. I love that. And Robbie Love, was Glenn Campbell in the Beach Boys? Well, it's often said he was, and he may have actually played a few gigs with them. I don't know the answer to that, but he definitely was on some of those records. I don't think he was actually ever in the band, though, so he may have been, but I don't know. There's a lot of great players who never read music. And I think, there's a real point there. First of all, Glenn Campbell grew up with music. That has a huge advantage. It confers a huge advantage if you do that. But you're forced to understand the instrument in your own way, and that's good. Music theory should help you. It should make that easier, but it shouldn't be a burden to you. You still have to develop, and I still have to develop my own voice on the instrument. So the theory should only help. It shouldn't hurt. You shouldn't feel that you have to learn a ton of theory. Guys like Wes Montgomery, all the greats, Wes Montgomery, Charlie Christian, Django, even the great jazz players, study jazz now. It's all theory. Those guys didn't know theory. They knew enough, but, anyway. Yeah, that's right. Glenn Campbell was in True Grit. That is correct. Does Mark Zabel read music? Mark Zabel does read music, yes. I learned how to read music when I was a youngin'. All right. So let's see. In Manic Monday, Susanna Hoff said she had to be at work by 9, but even if she had this, she couldn't make it on time. That's right, Alfermi. Theory came afterward. So Susanna Hoff said, even if she had this, she couldn't make it on time to work. Tough one, I think, this one. An airplane. You got it. Cap, got it. Cap, you were awesome today on those. So just for that, Cap, I'm going to move Hammer to Fall up on the list. And you'll be getting it fairly soon, okay? Fairly soon. All right? Just for that. Good job. That's what you win in today's quiz. The answer was airplane or aeroplane. The Beatles couldn't read. Now, I didn't know that. Now, wasn't Paul's dad a musician, though? I thought that Paul's dad and mom were musical. He came from a musical family. But anyway, theory should help you. It shouldn't be a burden to you. So, when people say, oh, I can say things like Mixolydian and stuff like that because I know it a little bit, but I don't know it a lot. I know how it works on the fretboard for me in that. Okay, none of them could read. Okay, a few lightning round questions, and then we'll be done, and we'll just kind of hang out for a while. So here's the last of the lightning round here. Name the occupation of all of these people. Major Tom. Major Tom. Astronaut. That's right. Major Tom was an astronaut. Calling ground control. All right. Loretta Lynn's father. Loretta Lynn's father. Coal miner. Got it. Bunch of people getting that. Okay. The lady that Van Halen was hot for. The lady that Van Halen was hot for. Teacher, you got it. The guy that Van Halen said has all the flavors to satisfy. The guy Van Halen said has all the flavors to satisfy. Ice Cream Man. You got it. Ice Cream Man. I have to have a question about Ice Cream Man every time, right? Okay. The person that Jim Croce needed to help him place a call. The guy Jim Croce needed to help him place a call. Operator. Another beautiful song. One of my favorites. Okay. And the narrator in Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. The narrator in Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. Burl Ives. Not sure what that is. All right, that must have been a tough one for everybody. Long cool woman in a black dress, the Mitch Ryder stuff. FBI agent, you got it. FBI agent, working for the FBI. That's right. That's the thing. That's the line. Also, awesome. So that's it for today. Morgan Freeman, what's that about? All right. So that's it for today. Thank you to GMAC for helping me with this quiz, doing it. And we'll just kind of hang now. We'll just kind of hang and answer questions or just chat a little bit. Want to thank everybody for coming in. Special thanks to GMAC today. Let me put up his name again. So GMAC, if you watch it, it's there. And thank you so much. And Rex, again, thank you for doing that. The shirts, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Cap, how much the shirts are. I know I took $2 off what they suggested, because I'm not trying to. I'm not saying I'm not going to make any money on this. I actually don't know, but I took $2 off what they suggested, so it's like either 19 or 20 or something like that. But it should come underneath the thing. It's called Teespring. Yep. And awesome if you like it. But we'll do, I said to Garrett, we'll do one High Gang, right? We'll do one of those. Okay. Warm spring day. Glad you had a great day in Germany. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming on, El Rondo. Tony, always good to see you on. Dave, good to see you. El Fermi. Lewis, haven't seen you comment in a little bit, but thank you for being on today. Cap, great job with the quiz today. Geert, as always, great to see you. Fenderman73, thank you. Yeah, so I'll tell them that, Cap. I'll tell them that. And you know what? When I do the live stream, I have to go in manually and take out those commercials, and I'll do that again. So thanks for reminding me of that. So I appreciate that. 77 yesterday in New Jersey. It was in the mid-60s in New York, upstate New York, yesterday. Today it's a little bit cooler. But anyway, Eric, thank you for coming on. Dave Smith, thank you for coming on. Robbie, thank you. TBA, of course, thank you for being on today. Really appreciate it. Okay. Awesome. Does anybody have any guitar questions or stuff like that? Forest fire smoke in New Jersey. Uh-oh, where at? You know, I got to tell you, fishing yesterday was a pretty interesting experience, because the lake, most of the ice out had already happened, and most of the ice out had already happened, and but there was still a lot of snow on all the yards and on the hills around it, so that was kind of fun. Borrowed chords. Thank you, Embry, for reminding me of borrowed chords. I'm definitely going to do a lesson on that. So we were talking about theory. That's a nice little piece of theory that you can use to do that. So yes, we'll definitely do a lesson on borrowed chords. We'll do a session and probably a lesson as well. So am I still doing gigs for the old folks' homes? So the answer to that is yes, but no gigs are planned. So I have to free up a lot of time before I can do that. I'm mostly not home. So I'm home only on weekends, so I got to spend at least a little bit of time with my family. If I can get them to come with me, that would be ideal. That way we could play and do that. It's supposed to be a controlled burn, but it got out of control. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Controlled burn on windy day. Bad idea. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to get my friend Nate. So a shout out to Nate as well, who's also a luthier and an incredible luthier. His this is going to sound weird, but his nut jobs are the best. That sounds terrible. No, I'm serious, though. You get the nut replaced on your guitar is like a dream. The thing is just incredible. The guitar will stay in tune forever. Whatever he does is just incredible. Always use a bone nut. Anyway, and his job with frets. Now this does not have one. Is just incredible. But you know that one guitar that I play. Oh, the one that I just published in the video on was the Gibson Melody Maker. I got that from him, and he actually it came into his shop, and he said he called me up and he said, "Hey, Mark, I got a Gibson Melody Maker. Do you want it?" I said yes, and he said, "Do you want? I'm going to plan to refret it. Are there any type of frets that you want?" And so he kind of did the frets that I wanted on that one, and I bought it from him. And it's a great. I love that guitar, and I tell you, no guitar feels like that guitar. It's just incredible. Yep. So, but I forget what I was going to say about him. But yeah, he's the guy that I play with. That was it. He's an excellent musician, and he plays, I think, more strictly Django stuff. So, you know, I have to fit in when he's playing because I can't really play the Django stuff. I just try and hang and play my own style, make that fit in. But he's really good at it, and so yeah, we'll do that. I think we have to raise our game a little bit before we can do that. But yeah, it'd be fun. Be fun to do it. Do I have a personal favorite Tele style guitar that I have played? Yes. So, first of all, I love a Fender Telecaster. I think they're great. So I think it's a great platform to start with, and I even think that the Squier custom or what was it called? Not custom vibe. Old time vibe. I can't remember what it was called, but those vibe Squiers are really good. They're great guitars. I wish they would make them with a slightly wider nut. They make a super thin nut. It's only 40 millimeters, but they're great guitars. However, I love the Reverend versions of Telecasters. I think they're spectacularly good. So the Reverend Buckshot, is good. The Reverend Trickshot is good. And now the Reverend Pete Anderson Eastsider T is really good. And the Greg Koch, his name is spelled Koch. Real big guy, great guitar player. He has now his own signature version called the Gristle Master or something like that. I haven't played one, but I've heard it, and it sounds incredible. So classic vibe. That's what I was looking for. Classic vibe. Yeah, it's a great guitar for $300. I think you can buy them now for like $399. It's a great guitar. Great guitar. Yeah, and then the neck, I think their neck is 9.5-inch radius on all the modern ones. It used to be 7 and 7.25. But that's the thing I like about the Reverends is it's a little bit flatter. It's a 12-inch radius, which is a little bit flatter. The Reverend Pete comes with a whammy bar. Well, I'm not so sure. There's two versions. There's the Eastsider T and the East Side. Now I have the Reverend Pete Anderson, that hollow body thing. It's not really a Tele, but the Eastsider T does not have a whammy, but the Eastsider S does, and it's an incredibly good one. It's done by Wilkinson. It's a very high quality whammy bar, and also the thing that's nice about it, it has a recessed neck in the back. So instead of that black, that doesn't give you the access. It has a bit of the stuff shaved off the back, so you get better access with your right hand up on the upper frets, which is really nice. Reverend Dirt Bike and the Double Agent are great. Double Agents are great. That's the other thing is that with with Reverend guitars, they have that bass contour roll off. So many of their guitars, even with the humbucking pickups, you can get single coil type sounds on them. And it's good. Yeah, time to go play. That's right. That's right. Hey, Mitch, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I like Reverends. I like them a lot. They're good guitars. I'm biased, though, I got to tell you, because I grew up on the east side of Detroit. I grew up about a mile away from the original Reverend factory. I didn't know it, but I always try and support my old hometown. So that's just a disclaimer. Pretty much anything from Detroit, I'm going to go, yeah, I love it. But I really do like Reverends. I come back to them a lot, and they're great guitars. I will have to say, I don't love it as much as my Gibson Melody Maker. That thing is incredible. I love that thing. Yeah, the small, it's really that small width at the nut. So it's it's a 9.5-inch radius, but it's a 40.5 millimeter size at the nut. It's a real thin neck, and so you do choke out on some bends. At least I had a Squier Strat where it did that. It was the same thing, and there was some, if I'm doing the 1.5 step bends, I choked out a couple of times. So that's the only thing that scares me a bit. I agree. Cabernita, $200 with a Bigsby. That's pretty good. And yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I do think the Classic Vibe's a great guitar. The pickups are incredible for it. And I don't know if I've never owned one, so I don't know if you choke out on some of those. But I know with my Strat that had the same nut width and the same radius, I did choke out. So it may have a slightly different thing. And it wasn't like the action was real low. I was choking out on the other strings. Grand Funk and Seeger. Okay. Which Grand Funk, which Seeger? I'm a huge Seeger fan. Love Bob Seeger. I've done a few of them. I've done Main Street, and I did Let It Shine. I did both of those. What do you want from Seeger? I'm writing this down. I've got Hammer to Fall for sure. That's not Seeger. That's Queen. Squier Mustang for $130. That is great. I'm usually I'm pretty much a fan of Squiers. I think they're good. I think they're good guitars. Tone Rider pickups, yeah, they're good. They're good. I mean, honestly, even the dang Affinity series is just, no, wait a second. On the Classic Vibe, maybe the Classic Vibe does have the 42 millimeter. I don't know. You shouldn't take my word for that. But I know the Affinity Telly does not. The Affinity Telly has a 40.5 millimeter. Those are cheaper guitars. They're still good, but you should expect to change the pickups on those. But the Squier Classic Vibes, they have good pickups on them. They're high quality. I think even brass, the bridge has brass saddles even, which is a nice little touch. Sunspot Baby. Anything Sunspot Baby. Okay, anything by Grand Funk, but it helps if you tell me, because then I get to choose, and sometimes I choose, I got other things. So Sunspot Baby. You sure had me way outguessed. There used to be the Classic series, yeah. I'm going to go for a Harley Benton. Can you get Harley Bentons in Canada? Do they ship them there? Harley Bentons are tough to get in the U.S. I am indeed a lefty. I am a left-handed person, but I play right-handed. Classic Vibe Telly, Blonde has Alnico 3s, Butterscotch has Alnico 5s. Beware of this. I prefer the 3s. Okay, good to know. Very good to know. Black Limousine. All right, Black Limousine. Oh, yeah, somebody asked for Seeger Come to Papa, too. So I'm writing that down. Same album. That's off of Night Moves, I think. Okay. $30 shipped. What? $30 shipped to U.S.? That's it? Okay. Harley Bentons are good guitars? I've never played one. Yeah, I like lower outputs. I like lower output pickups as well, Dave. I agree. That's what I love about my last the PRS that I bought, the Tremonti. The Les Paul body that's got the tremolo and sort of an orangey flame top. Um, Somebody couldn't sell it on Reverb because they had swapped out those super hot pickups for like Seymour Duncan 59s, and they couldn't sell it. So it went for a lower price because they put in Seymour Duncan 59s. Go figure. Those things are incredible. So clear. It's a beautiful guitar for the money. It's just incredible that I got that for. But yeah, lower output pickups. So just picked up 2 models from Thomann. Oh, from Thomann. Yeah, that's how you can do it. So Thomann's only $30 shipped, huh? Okay. I need to pick up a T-style guitar, so I need. Yeah, right. Other potential charges. Okay. Thomann is about 2 hours from my residence. Oh, okay. Nice. That's a good bonus. Rondo Music also makes some good stuff. Rondos are like in New Hampshire here, but they get their, it's factory stuff from Korea, I think mostly, but high quality. I bought a Les Paul, an Agile Les Paul from them. Very high quality. The neck was not right for me, but it was an extremely high quality guitar. Sounded great, set up great, beautiful, beautiful finish. It was about 80 pounds. Like Les Paul lovers love that. I'm a Les Paul lover, but I don't like the heavy, super heavy guitars. Kathmandu. Yeah. I think I'm going to Kathmandu. Not really, though. Horror stories from people on the Canadian Guitar Forum about Thomann, huh? Why do some tellies have the neck pickup really close to the end of the fingerboard and some don't? I don't know. I would suspect it has to do with 22 versus 21 frets on the guitar. Classic tellies come with 21, and does a 22 fret telly extend? I don't know if they have an extension on the fingerboard like the Strats do. I don't know, but I think it's the scale. Thank you, Kenneth, for the birthday wishes. PJ Marks pickup from Brad Gillis, smoking hot output. Okay. Classic Vibe is okay. So thank you, Mitch. Classic Vibe is 42 millimeters. So that's standard Fender. So Classic Vibe has the normal thing. It must be only the Affinity series that has that 40 and a half. So sorry about that. Yeah, that does choke. The 40 and a half does choke out if you're doing 1.5 step bends. At least it does for me. Look at the HB tellies because they look like George Harrison's tellies. Okay. Firefly is telling us that. Okay. Wow. Touch with Thomann. D'Angelico, Framus. In theory, I love D'Angelico. There is still a thriving shop in New York City, so I love it. I've never played any D'Angelicos, but I'll tell you who's the guy down in Florida. He must have a deal with them because he has a new D'Angelico every week. They send him another one, but they look like real nice guitar. Yeah, Rondo sells SX. And they have some other things. Firefly guitar, huh? Okay. Yeah, El Fermi, I love lightweight guitars as well. When I get a guitar and it's like super heavy, it just makes me want to put it away. This thing right here, that's one of the reasons why I love this, is it's 6.5 pounds, which isn't super light, but it's pretty light. 6.5 pounds. So that's why I love it. Rondo and Thomann are good, but you will need a good setup. Yes, that's a good point, Lewis. Is that you need a good setup. And I actually, if I get a guitar like that, I have already in my brain said I need to get a new nut on that guitar. So I change out the nut and you do a setup. And sometimes even the bridge is a good thing to replace because bridges on those cheap guitars usually are terrible. But I say in my brain, I got to get a new nut on this. And I don't do those myself. I have somebody else do it. Yeah, 98 Les Paul. They're so heavy. 335 for 100, and it's fantastic. Okay. Interesting. All right. Maybe you get custom PRS with prairie chickens. Love it. That's great. They go fast. Okay, so the Fireflies don't stay up there. Okay, good to know. Epi 335 with split coils. Here, what is the what's the version that you have of the Epi 335 with the splits? It's I know they make a 339 with that, and they used to, I think in the 80s, make one that had like an out of phase type of switch, and that was incredible. Abalone inlays 335. It must have been like the AM 95 or something. Sean Daniel, thank you, TBA. Yeah, Sean Daniel's the guy that has a new D'Angelico guitar every week. I can't believe I forgot his name. He's a good guy. I mean, we talk every once in a while. I can't keep up with his videos. He publishes like 5 a day. It's incredible. Flippers, grab and sell them. Okay. Firefly. All right. Firefly. I got you. Bob Weir plays the D'Angelico. He does. Okay. He had the funky, weird model Ibanez for a long time. Artist has a nice 335. Yeah. Yeah, the Ibanez Artist series, I think I'm big on those. I think they're really good. I have an Ibanez Artist that I bought for $137 on eBay. And I'll tell you, it is a great guitar. I took it to Nate, and he replaced the frets. And I put in different pickups, and it plays like a dream. And a new nut, and it plays as good as any guitar, and it sounds awesome. It's really high quality. It's just, the pickups weren't that great, and the frets, they were okay, and the nut was a piece of junk. So, I think most of the time I find that the nut is very often a place where people skimp. They'll put in those cheap plastic nuts. Just, I'm big on getting a real bone nut. But even the Tusk nuts or some of those other infused graphite nuts are much better. And just, spend the money, $50 or $60, totally worth it. If you ask me, your tuning stability, a lot of that comes from the nut. So let's see. Sean has close to 250 subscribers. Okay. That's good. LP, I just get free cheap ass microphones. Tried to import a telly from Texas. Taxes and fees are almost the same. Yeah. Epiphone ES335. That's the model name. Got it 3 years ago. Okay, got it. All right. And it's so geared. It's the full size body of a 335. It's not the 339 style thing. I love their 339 styles. I almost got a 339 Pro, but then I decided not to. Split coils are okay. All right. A lot of affinity tallies are 40. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Mitch, for coming back at that with the 40 versus 42. That's great, because I didn't know that. I don't know why I got in my brain that it was 40 millimeters. It should be 42. So I think that jives with what Dave Monty was saying as well. The affinity tallies are 40, I think 40.5 millimeters. I got to tell you, the necks on those guitars are great, though. They play great. When we think back to the early days when we had to buy guitars, the guitars weren't barely playable. If you bought a cheap guitar, it was just barely playable. And you bought a high quality guitar because it played a lot better, as well as just like the pickups were good and whatever. Tone woods. I'm not a big tone wood person, but anyway. Let's see. Bob Weir is a custom signature Ibanez Artist. Yeah, that was the one that I remembered, was that custom Artist. Send you a pic of my Firefly. Okay, cool. That's neat. That's neat. ES335 Pro. Okay, cool. Full size 335, like the 339 too. Yeah, I was very tempted by the 339 Pro, and then by the 339 that was a hollow body. Of no semi-hollow, but completely hollow. I was very tempted by that. Mexican standard tally at my local music shop. It was a dream. Just don't want to pay the $500. You know what, though? I have to say, I agree with you, Mitch. But I think you play something on a custom, on a classic vibe or whatever. But to me, yeah, it was a Casino. Yeah, a Casino 339 or something. Geared. But I'll tell you, $500 for me if I'm going to get a guitar that I really love to play, and I know I'm going to play it, and I know I'm going to get the enjoyment out of it, then I commit to it and I buy it. I don't buy it to flip it or anything like that. You know, if I'm going to play it. Now, I have lots of guitars, so I really shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. But, you know, I can sell them and then get another one. But to me, you know, $500 versus $300, you know, my time is worth a lot. So if I love it, why not have more love, right? So that's just my opinion. $500 is still not that much to pay for a Telecaster, but you know, that's only if I fell in love. If I fell in love, but I totally understand your thinking on that. Yep, totally understand it. Yeah, some guitars become a part. Like this thing for me, I could sell this. I love playing it, but it's there's nothing special about this guitar. You know, the one I was talking about before, my Melody Maker, somebody built that custom for me. I love that guitar, right? My Gibson Gold Top, my 335. I cut lawns as a kid to make enough money to make a down payment to my dad, who loaned me an additional $500 that I paid him off $50 a month for 10 months. So I remember those things. You know, my dad died during that time period, so I never got to pay him off. So you know, there's no way I'm going to get rid of that guitar. So stuff like that, you know, yeah, for sure. Some guitars are special and some aren't, at least for me. That's how it works for me. Have I ever played an F or a double F hole thin line? Yes. If you're clumsy. So yes, the short answer, Elf Hermie. So yes, I've played many double F hole, thin line strat, thin lines. Yes, I've played them. They don't feel like they're, I haven't played any double F hole thin line tellies. Never have. But I've played plenty of thin line tellies, and they don't seem that fragile to me. They seem fine. I wouldn't worry about it any more than I would worry about, you know, hurting something else. Okay. Although the casino needs some work, wish you could afford the elitist casino. Oh yeah, the elitist casino. Yeah. Well, you know, there is that pecking order. Mark Zabel, I was having trouble with my 2017 PRS SE Custom 24 buzzing on the B string after changing strings. Well, I didn't know the B string had a crimp on it. Yeah. That's, you know, so this is the standard. This is not the custom because it has just the normal finish. Custom has a maple top on it. Really beautiful guitars for the money. And great guitars. A lot of times when you have an issue, if you replace the string, it solves it. I have to tell you, I was really worried. Ugh. I was really worried about this. This is the guitar that I travel with because it's just built like a tank, and it's a great guitar. It feels wonderful to play, and it's Ibanez Artist reissue, and it's a nice guitar. And all of a sudden, I had all sorts of problems with it. And I thought, oh my God, what's going on? Well, the strings had been damaged. All I did was change the strings, and back in business. So sometimes changing the strings means a lot. Joe Nosser, my main guitar, I know, is a guy who hid his 60s Seafoam Green Casino from his wife. That's funny. My main guitar is 75 Gibson Les Paul. I bought it when I was 13. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had bought a few extra of those too. I had G&L Tribute Tally with the F-hole. Neck pickup was muddy. Humbucker in neck. Oh, yeah. Is that like a Blues Boy? I think that was called the Blues Boy. The G&L. I had a G&L Tribute Tally Butterscotch. It had the normal single coil in the neck. It was just a flat Tribute Tally. Nice light guitar. Nice feel. For some reason, I didn't fall in love with it, and I wanted to get a different guitar, so I got rid of it. I sold it. But it was a nice guitar. I sold it on Reverb for like $400, so got a good deal for it too, or $350 or something. Let's see. The Elite. Was it really called the Elitist? That's weird. The actual name of the higher end casinos. Okay, that's interesting. Seafoam Green is great. Yeah, I need to play my my classic vibe or vintage modified Jaguar more. I like that guitar. That's a weird guitar, though, I got to tell you. But I need to play it more. Have I played a modern player Tully with the 2 humbuckers? No, I haven't yet, Mitch. I thought you were talking about the modern player Tully, which has a pickup in the center. If you haven't noticed, I play a lot of Gibson-style guitars or double humbucker type of guitars. And I think it's because of my picking style. I have a weird picking style. I have a picking style where I don't forward angle like this. I backward angle when I play fast. It's probably because I play mandolin and my tremolo picking. My tremolo picking was developed by pulling back on it instead of going forward on it. And in any event, that middle pickup on a Strat drives me to distraction. I can't stand it. And so I have problems picking on a Strat. As a consequence, I like playing Tullys, but that middle pickup on the modern player, or maybe it's Nashville type of Strat or type of Tully, it freaks me out. The whole reason I get a Tully, or one of the reasons I get a Tully, is because it doesn't have that center pickup. And then when it has a center pickup line, it freaks me out. So I'll check out the double humbucker Tully if I get a chance. Squire Mustang, Seafoam Green. Yeah, Sonic Blue. Musician's Friend's Stupid Deal a Day yesterday was for it. Had GNL Blues Boy for $2.99 is nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Well, you should ask Dave what he thought of the Blues Boy. He said the pickup was muddy. The pickup on the neck was muddy. Modern player, plus I think there is one. Okay, so I'll check that out. Yeah, I'll check it out. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I haven't played one of those. I've seen it. 30 years to start to like Strats. Now I have 3, but Gibson is still my fave. I tell you, it took me a while to like how a Strat sounds, and to really, because when I would pick up a Strat, I always got the sort of the Mark Knopfler or Eric Clapton type of sound. That's the only sound that I liked that I played. And when I tried to play like a Stevie Ray Vaughan type of stuff, it just sounded thin and metallic. It sounded like crap. And I finally figured out how to dial it in. And I love that one Strat that I've got. I like my GNL quite a bit too. I have a GNL type Strat. I like it. I may replace the pickups with more responsive things, but I like that guitar. But I don't love it. But I'm just starting to warm up to it. And anyway, I play with a Strat once in a while. You see me doing it. Strats are also not that well made. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I remember, back in not too long ago, you bought a Strat because it was a cheap guitar, or a Telly because it was a cheap guitar. Now you got to pay $1,000 for one that's made in America. Huh. The Blues Boy was a challenge to set up. The bridge pickup was fantastic. Neck humbucker was muddy. Wouldn't have replaced it, but traded it. Okay. Is a single humbucker pickup a lot different than a regular single coil pickup? I saw a guy selling a Telly with two humbuckers. Wasn't sure if that would muddy the quack. Wanted for 20. I would think so. I mean, I think the Telly bridge pickup, the angle and all that, I think that's where you get the twang. So I don't know. But I have to say that with Reverends or GNLs, they have that roll off, right? So it's not like a regular tone knob. You're subtracting bass. And that definitely gives it more of a single coil quack, if you will. Not quite like the Strat quack, but yeah. The Strats with 3 humbuckers. Never seen them. Although I'm sure they exist. Off topic, I'm sure you played solo on Smoke in the Water, having trouble for the 1 or 2 fast parts in the solo. Yeah, I played it before. I've never done a video on it. It's a great one. My favorite part is actually that slow thing that he does at the end. That's my favorite part of the solo. um, but yeah, the fast parts are kind of tough. Yeah, I should do that one. I should post it. Yeah. All right, gang. Well, we've been going on for a while, and I love the guitar rap. I love talking about guitars. And oh, I got to tell you, my Christmas or my Christmas present, my my birthday present, this amplifier. Maybe I'll review this. It's not a Fender. It's a Black Star. It's just they sent it to me in a Fender box because it was used. Maybe I'll do a little review on that. There are some reviews that are already up on there, but I mean, a lot of what I do is I just try and dial in something quickly. And I think in a lot of ways, that's why I like a lot of the modern amps, because I can get pretty darn close to where I want to be pretty quickly. And they're light. You saw me lift it up, right? And I have back problems. No problem at all. I can lift that up. It's a light amplifier. If I picked up a tube amp like that, forget it. I'd be in the hospital. Rocky Strat. Built the Strat, hardly play it. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, maybe we'll do the Smoke on the Water solo, and we can. I think I know what you're talking about. Those fast parts. Yeah, they are hard to do, and maybe give you some advice on getting it up to speed if you can. I'm not a naturally fast player, so some of those things are tough for me. Sometimes I can't handle it, and there's a couple of ones where I just couldn't quite do it. But if I can help you, great. PV Bandit. All right, I'm gonna get going. Yep, I'm gonna get going. I'm off to another city this week. I gotta go to Princeton and then Alabama, and then I gotta go to Vegas and Detroit. Ugh, not fun. I may not see you next weekend because I've got I'm going to be holed up in a hotel room, and I don't think I'm going to have a guitar, but maybe we'll just do a little rap session. All right. We'll see you on down the road. All right. Yeah. See you, Dave. All right. Thanks again for everybody for coming, sharing your Sunday with me. Always enjoy it and always appreciate it. All right. Yeah. Working like a dog. That's right. That's right. Like Laika, the dog that they put into Sputnik, right? Or into not Sputnik, but whatever that was. First animal in space, Laika. Bye-bye.